everyone, welcome back to Woo Woo Wednesday, where I share my intuitive insight and weekly wisdom with you. I'm Brittany Carmichael, the founder of Shine School and the Shine from the Inside Oracle, and I'm so excited to join you this week because this week we've been talking about productivity in the elevated life, and it's been a great reminder that time is the only resource that we cannot get back. So we can make more money and we can create more things, but we can't get our time back. So how we spend our time is essential. And during these changes, I've been calling it downtime, but maybe it's not downtime for you. Maybe you're having to take on more responsibilities because you're having to homeschool, or you've got children, or your work is changing and you're having to take up slack in the team. However your schedule is changing, I want you to take a moment to think about, how am I using my time? Am I making sure that I'm doing the things that I absolutely want to be doing? And honestly, talking with one of my coaching clients today, self-care has got to be at the top of that list. Rachel Hollis has her 5 to Thrive, and that's kind of what I'm asking you to think about. Or what are those 5 things you need to do every single day that fills your cup? And self-care has got to be in the #1 slot. If it's not, you're gonna find yourself falling out of balance, over-giving, and almost finding yourself at the point of resentment because you have nothing left to share anymore because you haven't paused to take time for yourself. So if you are pausing and taking time to tune in here on Woo Woo Wednesday, say hello in the comments below. Let me know, where are you watching from? Is this your first time here? And what have you been feeling like during this time? How has your energy levels been shifting? Have they been up and down? Have you been finding yourself more tired lately? I know for me, I've been taking a lot of naps over the last week. I know the energy for me has been kind of down, kind of low, and I've also been thinking about my grandmother who passed a lot. I don't know if Easter had anything to do with it, but that has been weighing on me a lot. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling like that connection with your past loved ones during a time where we can't really be connected. We're in social quarantining. So I'm gonna tune in. Hey Haley, Christiane, Stacia's here, Anne's here. Microphone is in and out, guys. I really don't know what to tell you because I can't, this technology, when we were doing the 14 days of elevation, the fans would kick on, the mic would be loud. It was just crazy. It's so out of our control. And that was, here we go. Coaching clients messaging me, here's all you can do. You can only control you. And if I can't control the microphone, then I ask that you have patience and you guys just bear with me and read my lips. So hopefully it'll be okay. Self-care has been major for me this week. Yeah, I know. And so with that being said, I'm going to pull a card from the Shine from the Inside Oracle so that we can pay attention to what areas of self-care do we need to focus on this week. Oh my gosh, I was talking about how my grandmother's been on my mind. Well, this card right here, the Be Bold, Don't Be Afraid to Stand Out card, was a card that she pulled before she passed. And before the deck was created, I had a mock-up of it, and I had everyone in my family pull a card, and that was the card that she pulled. So it always makes me think of her when I see it. And that yellow lipstick on, she loved to be bold. Her favorite color was red, but do you guys have a bold color that you love to wear? I would say Marrakesh, this pink, hot pink that I am wearing now is one of my favorite bold power colors. All right, guys, pulling a card for this week. Let me know where you're watching from and how have you been feeling? What's going on in your world? What emotions have been coming up? Have you been being flexible with your time and making sure that even if you can't do your normal self-care routine, you're being flexible and finding another period of time to sneak that in? Whether if you're used to doing it in the morning, but now you have to deal with your kids, maybe you can find time in the evening to create an evening wind down routine. All right, second card came up for the week. I'm just gonna shuffle with the intention that we all receive the message that that we most need at this time, and 2 of them popped out whenever that happened. So we'll see what came up. Oh, it's bright in here, guys, sorry. So fun. Nourish your body with high vibing energy. Now is a freaking great time to be taking care of your physical self, especially when, you know, change can cause us to become uncomfortable. And sometimes when we become uncomfortable in our emotions, we can emotional eat. And so that's also a great reminder to make sure that we aren't snacking for fun, that we're actually nourishing our body for energy. Okay. It's coming for you. All right, the first card is Unleash Your Inner Wild Child, Get Up and Dance. This is an awesome reminder that you have this free, wild, untamed, amazing soul within you, but you've been caged and trapped by the conditions of culture and society. And this is a reminder to like throw off all of the masks, all of the burdens, the shoulds, and all of that, and just get up and dance. Be free, be wild, unleash yourself. This is an amazing opportunity to reconnect with yourself in a completely different way. Especially when we're going through times of doubt and uncertainty, the most stable connection that you're ever going to create is one with yourself. So if you're feeling like things are unstable in your life right now, this is the perfect opportunity to recommit to your connection with your soul and give yourself that freedom to just be totally wild. Like, whenever I am painting, I always give myself permission to paint with creative abandon and that total free expression of myself and not holding myself back because of perfectionism or whatever the case may be. This is a card that reminds you to just stop giving a shit about what other people think and just do you. Hashtag do you. Wouldn't that feel good to stop giving a shit about what other people think? This is the ultimate card of letting go of other people's opinions and criticisms and flushing them down the drain and giving yourself that permission to get up, be your wild, free, amazing, badass self. So what would you do? Let me ask you this. What would you do differently if you didn't care about what other people thought and you gave yourself that permission and that freedom to just totally let loose, let go, and be your wild, authentic self? What would that feel like for you? Or what would you have to do differently to allow for that to happen now? Yes, I've been working on healthy eating more. I've been emotionally eating, and I caught it. Dancing is what my daughter wanted for her birthday. I have felt drawn to music a lot during this time. You're not the first person that has mentioned that. One of my coaching clients was saying she's really being called to get back to playing music. And it's interesting because I pulled this card for her and she said, I've had this feeling like I was in a band before and I really want to pick up an instrument. I want to start creating music and play music. So whatever you're being drawn to as a creative expression, whether that be music or dance or culinary arts, I always say that's one of the best arts because you can actually eat it when you're done. So whatever art form or creative expression you're being called to right now, this is your opportunity to just do it full force without any judgment and any sense of perfectionism that stops you from just trying and getting started, especially if it's a new skill. Hey Elizabeth, it's so good to see you too. Yay, so good to see you guys live. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for being such an amazing support group. I have loved being able to connect with you guys even more because I'm at home and not in the salon. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for shining your light. And thank you for creating such a sacred space of community for us to plug into for inspiration and empowerment during a time where people are tuning into fear. And it's really important for us to refocus in the right direction that will bring us to a positive solution rather than keep us stuck in self-doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Because listen, times are always changing, whether there's a pandemic or it's your normal routine. Things are constantly shifting and changing, but it's like how we adapt to that. It's all about being flexible. And that was something we talked a lot about yesterday in our productivity masterclass. It's like learning to be flexible with your time, but also creating those boundaries when you know that those actions aren't in alignment with the goals or desires that you want to create in life. It's important for you to set that boundary and have a hard no so that you can create flexibility in other areas. All right, next card, you guys. Hold on, really quick. I definitely need to stop worrying about what others think. I used to do whatever I had to do to please others. I've gotten so much better, but I still catch myself doing it. The fact that you're aware and that you're catching yourself is the most important part. That's how you're gonna create that shift and change. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's a constant, gradual process, and it becomes easier and easier. As you've said, it used to be hard. I used to do it all the time, but now that I've practiced, you know, we're really good at practicing like beating ourselves up. So can you imagine what it would feel like if you practice being kind to yourself and supporting yourself and believing in yourself? You know, this is a really important task for us to take off the mask and to truly be our authentic self, because if we get into any kind of relationship with someone and we've been people pleasing, you know, somewhere down the line, we're going to take that mask off, or we're going to stop people pleasing because we get tired of doing it because it's no longer in alignment with who we are. And that other person's going to wonder, who the hell are you? Where did you come from? So it's better to just show up as your authentic self right from the get-go, so there's no question in the future of like, well, where's that person I met? Well, that person that you met was someone fake that I was just hoping that you'd love me for, instead of loving me for me. All right, hi Ella Blog, it's so good to see you, honey. All right, next card. Oh, geez, get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. This is a message I just wrote in one of my coaching clients. Like, I always have a follow-up form, and in one of them today, I actually wrote like, go out to nature and sit in silence, because I really feel like the nature guides have so many messages for us on how we can like create change and create more harmony and peace on this planet. And it starts with ourselves. Like, first we have to be a peaceful being. You know, when I talk about our purpose, I always have people imagine as if they were a color, and every energy that they have, like every emotion that they have, let's say like anything negative, like any negative emotion is black, and any positive emotion is whatever rainbow color you choose, right? So black and your rainbow color. Now imagine if your purpose was based on the contribution of energy that you bring to the day, and not your title or the amount of money that hits your bank account or the amount of followers or likes that you get. Imagine as if every single day you either showed up as black or you showed up as your rainbow color, right? So, and I just want to create this image in your mind, because imagine as if all of us were showing up with joy every single day, and we all lit up as our rainbow color. Can you imagine what the world would look like from a higher perspective? So if we could just find a way to bring joy into every single moment, even if we're in a job that we don't love, can we bring joy to it while we're on the way to making those changes? If you can bring joy to the moment, you are on mission. You are doing your purpose, because that is what we're really contributing to this place, is the energetic vibration that we bring. And when we bring anger and like, I don't want to be here and this sucks and complaining and blah vibes, we show up with this dark, cloudy energy, and that's what we're contributing to the world. We could be CEO making millions of dollars, but if we're contributing that dark, negative energy, then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it says on paper. It matters that you've contributed joy and bringing like love and peace and positivity. So off my soapbox, getting back to the card, getting back to nature and reconnecting to your hippie roots, as a reminder that when we go back to the pace of nature, when we slow down and we stay flexible, if you think about like the strongest trees are the ones that can sway with the wind when things are changing and the seasons are changing, but the roots are so deep and rooted and grounded that no matter what changes come and sway and move us, we have that firm sense of stability and foundation. And what that foundation is our own personal belief system and our integrity and figuring out who we really are at a core level. So this is a reminder to get outside, breathe some fresh air, take a moment for you, and reconnect to those parts of nature that bring you joy, whether that be gardening, walking in nature, being by water, taking a hike, being in the woods. Personally, for me, I love the trees. So when I'm around trees, I'm like a freaking channel of intuitive wisdom. It's insane. Like, there's a reason why Jesus and Buddha went and sat under these trees and meditated. Are you guys with me here? Okay, soak up the energy from nature. I've been called to go to the beach and being out in the grass more. I love this week's reading. Yeah, it's such a great reading. Better connection for you guys on Instagram. Okay, glad. I don't know what, like, Facebook Live has just been so like not helpful during all of this. I don't know if it's because a million people are online, they're changing over their platform, whatever the case may be. So I appreciate you guys like bearing with the technical difficulties of going live. All right. 2 more cards popped up up together, so I'm gonna pull them at the same time. Woo, step out of your comfort zone and try something new, and trust your intuition. She is always right. Okay, we'll show you guys this. So step outside your comfort zone and try something new. And then trust your intuition. She is always right. Wow. What a beautiful pair right here. Let's start with the first one. Step outside of your comfort zone and try something new. Paired with trust your intuition, she's always right. Okay, this is a clear message that your intuition, your soul has been bringing you those action steps so that you can start making those changes you've been asking for. However, when we're guided outside of our comfort zone, we freak the F out and fear gets in the way, self-doubt, the perfectionism, the fear of failure and judgment, and all of those things come up and cloud our vision, so we don't have that motivation and that oomph that it takes to like step outside that boundary and expand our comfort zone. So this is a call, a reminder. Honestly, like if I could shake you right now, this is what your soul is like. Hey sister, I have been trying to get your attention. I have a message for you. And if you would just pay attention and have the courage to follow through on that message that keeps showing up, you'll be surprised at the changes that happen because of the action that you take. What are you being guided to right now? What action or what step are you being called to take right now that's a little scary, but is in the direction of change and in the direction that you've been dreaming of making that shift or that transition? Let me know in the comments below. What has that been for you? Hello, I have been in a place I can't explain. Yeah, I know. I think we're also picking up a lot on everyone else's energy, as well as some of the things that are happening astrologically. Chris was laughing at me yesterday. I was listening to some astrology stuff and talking about how every time there's a Jupiter and Pluto transit, or they square and they cross, like there's major events that happen, and this being a pandemic right now. And he's like, you know, from the outside, it sounds a little fucking crazy and woo-woo. I'm like, well, what do you think? Like, you've been living with me for this long, and I've been, you know, paying attention to the moon and the stars and the phases and all of that. And he's like, well, like, you seem to be onto something. I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, but like, hey, as above, so below, as well as above, so below. Like, what we think we experience, what's going on up there is happening down here. I think it's just important for us to start taking a step back and like having a bigger perspective. And with that being said, a lot of us empaths are really picking up on the sensitivities of everything happening and shifting right now. So give yourself that permission to like slow down, take a break, and like most likely your intuition is guiding you to a modality or a tool of healing so that you can help facilitate that change you've been looking for. Hey Stacy, it's good to see you. Okay, so what are you guys changing in your life right now? What is that intuitive nudge that your soul has been like, hey girl, hey, what's going on? Like, let's start making these changes. You know, my soul intuitively led me to plant-based eating, and then meditation, and then yoga, and then metaphysical stuff like crystals and chakras and spirit guides and astrology, and it just kept coming as long as I would allow it. So give yourself permission to open up the floodgates, to stop playing small, to stop being afraid of truth, and to deal with your darkness, man. Sometimes our shadows like seem like really big, but the truth is once we shine a light on them, they disappear. So have the courage to face your darkness, to trust your intuition and step outside your comfort zone. Get back to nature and stop giving a shit about what other people think of you, because you are here to shine, and that is however you feel best doing that. So don't allow other people to give you that answer, and don't worry about other people approving that answer. It's for you to decide, you to discover. And I hope that this reading here on Woo Woo Wednesday helps you to connect back to your soul and remind you that you have everything you need within if you'll just have the courage to listen and then take action. It's not about just knowing the next step. It's about moving forward with it. And when we move forward, we create magic. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Woo Woo Wednesday. I appreciate all the love and support. So if you know a soul sister who would love this message, please tag them below, share the video, like, subscribe, whatever you've got to do to spread the good vibes. I appreciate you guys showing up here every Wednesday for this weekly reading. And I just love being able to share my intuitive insight and wisdom with you. So if you'd like a private one-on-one reading, I'm not working happening in the salon this month. So I have a few more spaces available, so you can book with me at brittanycarmichael.com/tarot, and we can do a one-on-one coaching, empowerment meets magical tarot session. It is really life-changing and confirmation to help kick your butt into the right direction that you know you want to take, but you just need that extra support and accountability. So thank you for being here. Anne says, my changes are speaking more, sharing my story, and inspiring others to get their power back on their own terms. Yeah, many of you light workers are being called to step up as a leader right now, and that can create a lot of fear, especially the story of like, well, who am I to share this? If you've been through any kind of pain, any kind of trauma, and you've overcome it, and you have a story to share, then that is enough inspiration to even help one person. It's worth sharing. So if you're being called to step up as a leader, to share your story, to offer advice, to just be a listening ear, that's the best kind of leader that you can have, is someone who can listen and really create that space for other people. So if you learn how to listen, man, everyone's a teacher, and that will help to guide you along your path as a teacher. So it's really important for you to tune in to the people that are around you that need your message, and show up for them. Most importantly, show up for yourself. So be that person that you needed most, that you didn't have in the past. And that is the kind of leader that will change the world. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next week. Peace.